Good afternoon, Coach.
Injury report, Cam Fleming, Justin Simmons, Baron Browning will not participate. Tyree, Esang, and PJ will be limited, and K1 will be full. Another announcement, we've named Kareem Jackson as our full-time defensive captain. He's a guy that's played a lot of games, been around this league for a long time. I personally have so much respect for him. Our team does. He's one of the leaders of our team, so he'll be our full-time captain for the defense moving forward.
With Justin, is there any level of concern there with his?
He's got a knee sprain, and so he'll be day-to-day.
With the captain thing, did you think about maybe rotating it, and did y'all have a vote, or did the coaches just appoint?
We
KJ?
still have a rotating captain. Every game we'll have one person in. Kareem was somebody that was highly voted on earlier in the season, and talked with a couple of the guys and a couple of the coaches, and talked with him, and it was something that we felt right, and he was honored, and very happy for him to be a captain of this football team. Yes. Yep. I'm not sure exactly which one it was. That was a long time ago, but I know that's when it happened, and so he'll be day-to-day here moving forward.
George said that it was probably going to take a little while on Randy. Is there a chance that you activate him and he practices this week, or is that?
Another thing, he's day-to-day. We're going to slowly start working him in, and we're hoping he gets back sooner rather than later. But he's really doing well in the rehab room with Vince and all those guys. I give so much credit to our whole training staff. They've done a great job working with him.
This Titans team has a reputation as one of the more physical teams in the NFL. How do you prepare your team when you're going into a matchup with a team?
You said it. They're an unbelievably physical football team. That's what they pride themselves on. That's how they run the ball. That's how they do everything from defense, offense, and special teams also. They bring it, and it's something you point out to the team. You let them know that these guys are going to bring it every single down. They love contact. They love being physical. They pride themselves in that, and it's a challenge for our entire team to go against a very, very good physical football team.
What does the timeline look like for Tom Compton coming back?
That's another one we're working in. He hasn't played a lot of football, so we want to slowly integrate him through a couple team reps, and see when we can get him available for us.
What has it been about Draymond that made him so good this season? We've seen it before, but it seems like maybe he's more consistent this year.
Yeah, all I know is this year, for how he's played, he's been a true pro. He's been great in the meeting room starting from that standpoint, and then you come out here on the field, and he's worked every day, hasn't missed much. I think, I give a lot of credit to the defensive staff. Marcus has done an unbelievable job, AC, both those guys working with him, and I think that it's just been a great mesh with all those guys and how everything's explained, how the defense is put together. It's the same kind of defense, so there wasn't a lot of learning for that, but he's just come out there and made plays. He's made plays. He's been really good with his gap integrity. He plays the run, the pass, and everything. So it's been great to see. He's a guy that has really come on and done a fine job.
Why is zone defense this year, not just against you guys, but across the league, has given some offense fits and maybe is up tempo or something? Schematically, can you counterpunch now after a bye week? Because zone defenses, for whatever reason this year, have really turned scoring down.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think a lot of people, offensive guys are always looking for those big plays. That's one of our philosophies. We want to find the explosive plays down the field. And to eliminate that, you have to play certain forms of zone defense and play often soft. And you have to be disciplined enough to be able to get completions and continually move the chains. But you're always hunting for those explosive plays. And I think that's what has happened across the league is people are willing to give up the check downs, willing to give up the intermediate, the first level, second level throws, so you don't get those explosive plays, which we've seen in the past a little bit more. So I think it's just kind of a philosophy that everything's kind of goes through cycles. All of a sudden you'll see some other kinds of defenses show up, but right now zone is definitely more prevalent in the league.
Coach, Titans have obviously can run the ball, but in their pass game they've struggled. How difficult is that when you're playing a team that's so one-sided?
I'm not going to necessarily look at it from the standpoint of they're not doing good on the pass game. I think they're doing great in the run game, and they're winning a lot of football games, and they're doing a really good job on that. In the end, they're a physical team like we talked about, and that's what they want to live by. That's their philosophy. Worked with Coach Downing in my past, and he's the offensive coordinator there, and I know that he's always looking for the pass, but he's also smart enough to know when you have an opportunity to hand the ball to number 22, it's a pretty good idea. So I think that they're a very good football team. Stats are one thing, but record's the end game.
What kind of challenge is it when there's so much limited tape on Malik Willis if he ends up, being the guy?
It's a challenge because you obviously don't know exactly what he's going to be like or how he's going to react out there. You kind of try to get a feel for the things that they've utilized him in right now and some of the stuff that we've seen him do in college. But it's anytime you have to get ready for two quarterbacks, especially two quarterbacks that are a little bit different than each other, it makes defense think. But the starting point is we got to stop the run. I mean, 22 is an unbelievable football player. We all know that, and that's going to be a huge challenge for us.
Will you guys be doing anything?
Work together on the game plan each week. Are you working together more, less as the season goes along? Is there always a set hour where you go over it on a Tuesday or a Wednesday? How is that kind of evolved?
We haven't really gotten to get in a perfect routine due to our schedule with the short weeks, the long weeks, but we work quite a bit together. I always want to be sure once we get the plan set to be able to give that to him, make sure that he looks at that. So we have certain times that we'll kind of talk about it, make sure we have everything that he sees that we see. So we always want to be on the same page. I've always thought that he should know the next play that's coming in. He should know what we're trying to attack with from how I kind of explain it for what he sees. So we're always working together, and it's very extensive all the time.
In addition to that familiarity or increased familiarity, what have you learned about Russ and Russ learned about you and the way you like to attack things that gives you hope that you'll be more productive in the second half of the season?
No, it's a great question. I think going through these first 8 games, I've learned about how he operates out there. He's learned how I operate from how we call plays. There's been some plays that we started off early that I did not like and I did not want to do, and we ended up calling them, and they've been very successful. So that's kind of the give and take throughout the whole thing. So we just want to continually work together and grow, and I think after these 8 games, we've seen a little bit in this last game, not enough, and we still have a long way to go, and we have to continually learn each other because there's nothing that can substitute experience on a game field with a guy out there. And so I think that the more that we work together, the better it'll be. And we're definitely learning the ins and outs of both of us.
Will you do anything special about the 11 a.m. start? Will you be leaving?
Sorry, what? One more time?
It's an East Coast start, 11 a.m. here. Will you do anything to adjust the schedule differently, or everything stay the same?
No, we have to get out obviously a little bit earlier because of the travel time, so we'll be leaving here a little early. But besides that, we're just excited to have
But still leave on
earlier
Saturday.
game.
Still leaving on Saturday.
Still leave on Saturday. Yes, I've been in a lot of different places, and there's always that question: do you go 2 days early? Do you go 1 day? The London thing: do you go a week? Do you go 4 days? It's funny. I've done it so many different ways, and you win and lose both ways. So I think that it's more about what your team needs and what's best for them, and so we'll be just leaving on Saturday. All right, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.